Hey folks, and welcome to my studio. Today I'm going to be making a stand for this mirror. I've had this idea for a while, and I've just been trying to figure out how to make it, and that is what this video is about. So the idea is to cut channels down the middle of these 2x4s, and I'm just using some scrap 2x4s I have lying around the shop. And found the straightest ones I could find, and I'm doing some testing to see if I can figure out how to cut a channel right down the middle. I have to make two cuts because the mirror is so wide. So I'm trying to do the math and figure out how to set it up so that one pass is just a little bit on the left, and then as I go past on the other side, it makes up the difference on the other side. So here I am testing small pieces of wood to try to get it matching on the mirror. You can see the mirror at the bottom of the screen there. And I got it. So it got a little dark there, so I got myself safety first and all. Got myself a little light. And now I'm cutting down the larger pieces and making sure that they're fitting. I didn't have the right blade on this. I would have definitely do this differently next time. And probably have something to help me. And my little table saw is pretty weak, so I was having some trouble. But it's just a test, it's just a prototype, so it worked out in the end. So I got all the channels cut and made sure that they were as consistent as I could make them, and tried to make sure that they all fit properly on the mirror there at the bottom of the screen. So now that I'm back in the shop, I set up the mirror at the right height so that I could fit those in there, and chopped them down on my chop saw off to the right hand side of the screen there. To the right length, making sure that I had the overlap I needed on the top and the bottom. I'm pretty sure I screwed that up at some point, so I had to go and fix that. So made those smaller pieces. Yeah, I just made the cuts again. So I made them flush with a mirror because the longer pieces are going to be going over the tops of the sides. Making sure I have everything square as possible, at least. And then just to hold it in place, I have these clamps that I threw on there, and it helped out quite a bit to test everything out and make sure that things were flush. Listen to, I think that was Tom Petty. A little vinyl. So here I'm testing out what size of holes I want to make, because I'm going to be doing wooden dowels to hold this together. So as you'll see here soon, I had to clamp it down to try to. Wasn't the easiest way to do it, but as you can see here, I'm drilling holes through both pieces of 2x4 as far as possible. So that I'm making sure that I'm getting a nice tight to make sure that I'm getting a secure fit there and holding those two boards together. Testing it out. Little chipmunk music in the background there. Okay, so then now I'm just measuring out exactly where I want the holes, make sure they're all in the same spot. Of course, the drill ran out of battery. So doing my best to make sure the holes are as consistent as possible and as deep as I can make them. And just put a little wood glue out there and brushed it on liberally. And just tap them in with a hammer and let it all dry. Now what I forgot to do, it looks like, is the bottom of this thing. So I think that's what I'm doing next here. Oh yeah, I missed the missed the one side, the one corner. So now I'm trying to figure out, the idea is to put a wooden dowel at the base of this in the negative space so that you can hang a towel or blanket in it. And so I have figured out what filter bit I need to use, and again I'm just trying to get it centered and make the hole in the same spot on both sides so that it's not lopsided. So here's just a closer look. You can see that the channels I cut, I went too far on those and they're pretty messy. But I decided not to clean that up. I might go back and clean that up later, but just trying to get this done in as quick a time as possible. I decided to leave it. Things are still pretty rough. I'll go back and sand all that down. I don't think I'm going to put any sort of colored stain on this, but I may finish it. However, that is going to be a little hard with a mirror already in place, so I haven't decided how I'm going to do that. I might show that in another video. And you can see here on the end, there's the channel. There's a big hole. I was planning on filling it with wood putty, and I might still do that, but it required too much time, and I just wanted to get it done. Pretty happy with the results. Turned out pretty decent, but I haven't ever seen one of these, so it popped into my head, and I had a mirror lying around and some 2x4s and some dowels and some wood glue. Cut off all the extras, and here's the final result. So the idea being that you can display a blanket, or if it's in the bathroom, your towel can dry. But I thought it was a neat way to lift the mirror off of the ground. You didn't need a full-length mirror necessarily, but it was kind of an interesting piece for a bedroom, or probably not a bathroom, probably a little big for a bathroom, but maybe a living room or definitely a bedroom. And again, I need to clean some of this up still. I think I ended up cutting off those dowels that are sticking out there, but like I said, overall I am pretty happy with the results, and the next step might be to make one out of a little bit nicer wood if I can find myself another mirror, which shouldn't be too hard. So if you like this video, there are more, or will be soon. I'm planning on finishing this, so be sure to look for that video as well. And I also have a podcast, so if you're interested in making things, making a business about making things, be sure to check out Work Undone on Apple Podcasts and listen to the mini episodes that we have there. Thanks so much for watching.